What if I told you your life is being shaped every day by things you don't even notice? Tiny patterns, silent routines, invisible forces that quietly push you toward success or pull you back into failure. Today, you're about to discover how those forces work and how to take control of them. This is the story of why we do what we do and how to change it. As science shows, your habits build your destiny. Change the habit, and you change the life built around it. Before we dive deeper, let me take you into the life of someone who learned this lesson the hard way. Alex was a 32-year-old from Pune. Hardworking, talented, but tired of feeling stuck. Every day looked the same. Wake up late, rush to work, promise himself he'd start fresh tomorrow. Every night, he told himself he'd exercise, he'd study, he'd fix his routine, but nothing ever changed. He wasn't lazy, he was trapped. Trapped inside routines he never chose consciously. One day, Alex fell sick, nothing major, but enough to force him to slow down. Stuck at home, he began noticing patterns in his own life, how every disappointment, every failure, every stress-filled moment came from the same simple truth. He didn't control his habits controlled him. That realization hit him harder than the illness, and it opened a door. Because once he understood how habits work, he understood how to change them. And just like that, everything shifted. Researchers studying human behavior discovered something astonishing inside the brain. A small structure deep within, the basal ganglia, is responsible for turning repeated actions into automatic routines. This happens in a simple three-step pattern. Cue, routine, reward. A cue triggers your brain. A routine follows automatically. A reward tells your brain, remember this, repeat it. Over time, the cue and the reward get linked so tightly that the routine becomes effortless. That's why you may find yourself checking your phone without thinking, eating snacks when stressed, or opening social media the moment you feel bored. Your brain loves efficiency. Habits help it save energy. Once a sequence becomes automatic, the brain stops making decisions and simply follows the loop. This is why habits feel so powerful, because once created, they run on autopilot. But here is the good news. Anything learned can be changed. Scientists found another layer inside the habit loop. Habits don't form because of cues or rewards alone. They form because of craving. The cue creates anticipation. The reward satisfies it. And it is the anticipation, the wanting, that keeps the loop alive. This is how companies train customers. This is how addictions form. This is how routines turn into repeated behaviors. If you crave relaxation, your brain reaches for cigarettes. If you crave comfort, you reach for food. If you crave escape, you binge watch. But once you learn to control the craving, you begin to control the loop. This leads to the most important discovery of all. Habits never truly disappear. They stay in the brain forever, but they can be overwritten with new routines. You can't erase the loop, but you can redirect it. The formula for habit change is simple. Keep the cue, keep the reward, change the routine. That's it. People recovering from addiction have used this pattern for decades. Top companies use it to improve performance, and without realizing it, Alex used it too. He realized that every stressful evening led him to overeating. The cue was stress. The reward was comfort. So instead of eating junk food, he replaced the routine with a 10-minute walk. Same cue, same reward, different routine. In the beginning, it took effort, but slowly it became automatic. And that single change triggered a ripple effect through his life. Some habits have the power to transform everything. Scientists call them keystone habits because changing just one creates a chain reaction in other areas of life. For one real-person study by researchers, the keystone habit was quitting smoking. That one shift led to more exercise, better eating, better sleep, improved finances, even a new career. The brain literally rebuilt itself with new neurological patterns. For many people, keystone habits include exercising, planning the day, daily reading, meditation, eating breakfast, or tracking expenses. Alex chose a simple keystone habit, a 10-minute morning routine. It changed his energy, his confidence, his discipline. Slowly, it changed his identity. But there's another force that shapes habit change: willpower. Scientists discovered that willpower is not something you're born with. It is something you practice, just like a muscle. Organizations have used willpower training to turn struggling employees into high performers. Schools have used it to boost student success. Individuals have used it to rebuild self-discipline from the ground up. You don't need motivation every day. You need systems. You need routines that train willpower until it becomes automatic. And once willpower becomes a habit, you become unstoppable. But even willpower needs something deeper: belief. People who overcome addiction don't succeed with discipline alone. They succeed when they begin to believe change is possible. Often that belief grows through groups, families, communities, friends, support circles. When you're surrounded by people changing their lives, it becomes easier to change your own. The same patterns that shape individuals also shape organizations and societies. Companies transform by changing workplace habits. Hospitals improve safety by changing communication routines. Movements grow when communities adopt new social habits. Entire cultures shift when enough people repeat the same behaviors consistently. And all of this brings us back to Alex. It didn't happen overnight, nothing ever does. But slowly, his mornings changed. His evenings changed. His thoughts changed. His self-image changed. People around him said, "You've become a different person." But the truth was simple. He just built different habits. And those habits built a different life. Your brain is not your enemy. It is a machine designed to automate your life. You just have to program it. And the moment you do, you unlock your greatest power. Because your habits decide your health, your happiness, your success, your relationships, and your future. Change your habits, and you change everything. Start small. Pick one habit, one routine, one tiny shift. Repeat it until it becomes part of you. The science is clear. The path is proven. The power is already inside you. You just have to use it. If you want more deep, life-changing content made simple, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs it today. Your new life begins with a single habit. Start it now. Hi, if you liked our video, please click the like button. If you want to ask us something, type it in the comment box. If you want to stay updated with our latest upcoming videos, please subscribe to my channel.